So holiday seasons are upon us, and we have a lot of points of contention in the world right now. And coming together for the holidays is never really easy anyway. And now we have all of these very volcanic topics that could be entertained in tight quarters with family members and friends. How do we do that? How do we do that without having a massive blow up with everybody together at a table eating dinner over whatever holiday is we're having, next? So how do we do it?
Well, how do you do it with your family members right now? Or anyone for that matter?
Well, I only talked to two family members about it, and not even contacted the rest of them at all about it. So, avoidance. Don't talk about it at all. Yeah, just something else. Want to talk about music? Okay, that's safe. That's all you have left.
Yeah, well, that's a good option. Because what's the point? At this time, most people have made up their mind what they're going to think about this. And at this point, those who are at least against what's going on or highly suspicious of what's going on are very passionate about it. Yes?
Very much so. That's the powder in the powder keg.
And the ones that still believe that there's a killer virus on the loose that's like a boogeyman out to get everyone through the air, even though that has not been proven.
Here, cough in my face.
They've made up their mind. So really, what is the point of discussing this at all in family settings unless you're going to be able to discuss it in a way to where you're all trying to find common ground? That's the thing. If people will discuss things trying to understand each other, trying to find common ground, then they can actually have meaningful discussions. But when people try to discuss things from the angle of I'm right and you're wrong, then the discussion is over before it even begins, and it's ineffective. It's only an effective discussion if two people begin it with openness. So our best advice is, if you are going to discuss with someone, use your ability to feel if that person is open to whatever it is that you may know. The second part is, if you don't know, don't speak. If you don't have genuine factual information, don't speak. Don't talk about it. If you can stay away from opinions, you're also going to do better. If you can stick to facts, it's going to work out better. But the problem is that you're in the middle of information wars. So all kinds of people think they have the facts.
Yep.
And it's really only the ones who are actually reading these studies, actually reading CDC statistics, hospital statistics, etc., that actually know what they're talking about. All of the rest of it is most likely propaganda.
I mean, I would argue the CDC stats, except for propaganda, they change like the wind blows.
But that's the point. If you're actually paying attention to it, then you already realize that you shouldn't be taking it as seriously as they want you to be taking it.
No.
So how do you kind of diffuse a already heated subject?
You don't talk about it.
You stay away from it. So
football.
In order to have family unity, which everyone needs right now, our advice is don't talk about it. Just be quiet about it, because the majority of people have already made up their mind. Now, when it comes to actually wanting to be interacting and talking about it, there's a genuine desire there to do that. Our advice is feel if the person is open or not to receiving new information, and check yourself. Are you open to receiving information? If you're not, don't go into it. If you feel that they're not, don't go into it. Simple.
So your favorite Uncle Lucius, who you know likes to stir the pot, comes in and starts just running right into it. He wants to talk about all the contentious issues possible. Best advice is walk away. Otherwise, you're going to help to
Or
light
just be
that powder
quiet.
keg.
Just learn how to just stand there and say nothing. Is that so hard?
More wine, Uncle Lucas? Lucius? Can't keep my name straight. But yeah. Just keep your mouth shut. Well, that seems like pretty simple advice in theory. If you can just reserve ourselves from wanting to respond.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of this is going to have to play out in a way that people are going to have to become very tired of what's occurring. Because by this point, if you can't see what's occurring, then you have such a huge resistance to it, such a severe filter going on, and resistance to having clarity, that it's going to take something bigger, something more dramatic in order to see. So all of you that have been trying to pound the truth into everyone, you're basically in an echo chamber, because it's not until people are fed up with what they're experiencing that they're going to be open to new information. And unfortunately, that's going to have to go a little further.
Yeah, you're right. It's the discomfort. It's the breaking up of the soil of the heart for people to go, okay, I'm willing to let something soak in. But as long as you think you're sure about something, because let's face it, nobody wants to think about this world being as ugly and full of hatred and destruction as what some of us suspect it has going on. Who wants to look at that? Who wants to admit that that's the truth? But that's probably what we're going to have to do to be able to really get to the bottom of what's been going on with humanity for a long time.
And start figuring out how to become active in ways that actually matter. So just randomly talking to people about it, just randomly posting online about it, is not getting the job done. At this point, the algorithms have been set. You guys are talking in basically echo chambers. So if you really want some things to be done, you need to be reaching out to people that actually are doing things and working with them and using your energy in much more constructive ways, much more specific and strategic ways. That's our advice.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you soon.